What is up, Kings? I wanted to talk about modern marriage and kind of this thought that I had after watching the Whatever podcast. You know, time and time again, it just never ceases to amaze the endless supply of thoughtarettes that Brian or Myron are able to get onto these dating channels. But, you know, I was looking around at the panel last night and I thought to myself, and I posted this in the comment section, what would possess a man to marry any of these women? Like honestly, what in their right mind would possess them to marry these women? It's not only that these women are modern women and for the most part non-religious, but it's also, very broadly speaking, their viewpoint of men and their role within a relationship, specifically marriage. By and large, a lot of these women literally view themselves as the ultimate, the penultimate prize for a man. I'm not even joking. That is literally what they think. I mean, there was women on the podcast yesterday who said that the reason why a man is supposed to fulfill his traditional role and pay for the first date is because he's paying for my time. Huh? So what? Are you a prostitute? I don't understand it. So in the modern landscape of things, when it comes to women, they are either full-blown man-hating misandrists, or they are extremely materialistic and transactional in their viewpoint of themselves as a woman. And let's just take the latter, okay? Because I can almost deal with the man-hating thing because at least there's like a theological backing of that, okay? But for the women who it is transactional, which I would say that this is the norm, there definitely are some women who kind of have like a mixture of both, a little bit of both, whether they realize it or not. But for the women that are transactional, it's like, okay, let's just take that. Okay, so what exactly is the man getting for his transaction? It used to be in the past when it was in a lot of ways transactional, but it still had a backing of a theological Christian perspective as well, of duty, sacrifice, responsibility. But like these women on the panel are saying that on one hand, they're saying that a man should pay on the first date and fulfill his traditional role, this kind of buffet-style gender specialty when it comes to men, while simultaneously saying that they will either hyphenate the last name, which, by the way, I noticed perhaps Jay Dyer's wife does the hyphenating last name. I don't know. I'd have to... I asked her on Twitter, but she didn't respond. But they either do the hyphenated last name or full-blown just not taking the man's last name at all. They have a terribly resistive, combative regurgitation response towards the whole idea and concept of submission. And so it's just like, I mean, truly, guys, what in the world are these men getting to be married to these women? And, you know, I know a lot of these men, I can almost guarantee, especially some of these like beta provider types, their thought process is that, you know, they'll get this like consistent amount of sex and, you know, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. You know, I'm going to be able to have sex. Ooh, my sex with this pretty girl. Okay. First and foremost, there's the saying, show me a beautiful woman, and I'll show you a man that is tired of screwing her. And that is true to a large degree. But also, have you had your head buried in the sand? The modern women don't believe that they have any responsibility as women to men. So what is holding them to sleeping with you? Unless it's this kind of bullshit wife jack nonsense, which I might do a video on down the line. It doesn't interest me terribly, but it is revolting. Some of these conservative men's response on the whole wife jack thing. It's pathetic. But if there is no like concept of duty, responsibility of her as a woman, and she doesn't even believe in submission, what makes you think that she is going to sleep with you just because you're married? What the fuck are you talking about? Because odds are, for these secular people, she was barely sleeping with you even when you guys weren't married. But you probably could have gotten it even without putting a ring on the finger. Somehow you allowed her to manipulate you into marrying her. And you probably could have gotten it without it. But it's like, did you just have your head buried in the sand? What the fuck? How do you not know this? Like, just because you marry her, she's not going to be sleeping with you nonstop. That's ridiculous. Whatever amount she was sleeping with you before you guys got married, it's going to be even less when you guys do get married. Okay? It's just pathetic. It's, I you know, I see these women on these panels, and I really can't help but think to myself, like, what would possess a man to marry any of these women? What is the point? What are you getting in this marriage, this false marriage, that you wouldn't get by just cohabitating? And I'm not in favor of cohabitating either. Obviously, I believe in the sanctity of a Christian marriage under God in the church. I forget the word of it. Andrew had a great discussion on it with Lauren Chen one time, Andrew Wilson. She likely won't have kids with you. I mean, nowadays, that's more and more likely. At the very least, she's probably at least 30 years old, so most of her eggs are dried up. Okay? She's not submissive. She's going to give you the biggest fucking headache on a day-to-day basis, and trust me, I've seen it. I have seen it firsthand, and it's not pretty. Okay? This is what leads a lot of men to unalive themselves. I'll tell you that right now. It is not pretty. Where men are constantly walking around the house, tiptoeing around in their own home, trying to not make any mistake to get the almighty wife upset and on his back about various bullshit, in the hopes that she might just sleep with him one time for the fucking month. What are you getting? What are you getting? Now, this is not a one-size-fits-all. It's not across the board that these men are like beta providers and things of that nature. Some of these guys are, you know, obviously handsome, more masculine alpha types. But even still, even if she does sleep with you, even if she is attracted to you, again, what benefits are you getting from the marriage? What added benefit are you getting? Nothing. If anything, you just decided to enter into this massive liability without receiving any perks from your position as a man. And this is like the penultimate gynocentric society that we live in, where men are so sweepingly fooled into stepping into this without really realizing A, what they're getting out of it, B, why they're even getting into it in the first place, and C, whether they were manipulated into it. And I did a video a while back where I said, I don't understand why secular people get married in the first place. Like it doesn't make sense from their worldview. Marriage is a religious concept. But specifically, most of them are entering into a marriage from the Christian concept of marriage. But you're not a Christian. So what values and morality are you holding true if you're not even a Christian? It makes no sense. So anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to very quickly sound off on this. It's insane. These women are so good at manipulating and getting guys to think a certain way and do things that they otherwise wouldn't do. It's insane. Hats off to them, honestly, for being able to do it, but it's still ridiculous nonetheless. And guys need to wake the fuck up and start thinking for themselves and having more respect for themselves. Holy shit. I mean, so many men are think so lowly of themselves as men and what they bring to the table and what they provide. Okay? No, you are the prize as a man. If you are a quality man, trust me, you are the prize within that relationship. And don't forget it. All right, guys, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. You guys know the drill. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. In fact, your feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. I love you, kings. Stay strong. See you guys next time. Christ is King. Peace.